to my channel. This message is a channel message, and make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share, repost, comment, and please be nice while we posting my videos. That would be very awesome. This president is not who he claims he is. You see, to get into power, which you have to go to a lot of authority, you have to get a lot of control to get a lot of power. Okay, and the most power that you can have, right, in this society is becoming a government or some type of election official. So once you get to be, it's kind of considered in our eyes, in every individual's person eyes, the human's perspective, right? It's considered as you're either a queen or you're a princess or you're a king or you're some type of pharaoh. And when you're some type of king, princess, queen, or something like that in that nature, every individual that is not it looks at you as either you cheated, you scammed, you rigged the system, you did something that was illegal, you did something that was unillegal. All these different sources are going to come to you because they're trying to figure out, why are you government? Why are you president? Why are you in a judge, a court affiliation with a high ranking or with a higher authority? Or why are you elite over all the people? So what they have mistaken, and I'm not trying to defend for this man because let alone I don't know him spiritually, mentally, physically, or emotionally, and let alone I don't understand every single aspect of this man, but I do want to tell you this, that all the things that he signed off, like I said in the other previous videos, all the things that he's signing off, all the deals, all the trademarkings, all the wars, all the staff members, all the members that's coming to participate in different rituals in front of the camera, all these different traits and all these different symbols are actually from someone else. He doesn't create his own signs, his own names, his own titles, his own ways of coming about and being a president. Everything has already been done for him. What he's going to speak about has already been lectured to him. What he's going to say when he gets into different meetings, when he goes into Congress to talk about that, when he goes into the Senate to talk about that, when he goes into wherever he goes to talk about whatever he wants to talk about, it's not exactly what he wants to talk about. It's not exactly what the people want to hear, which is us individually that are not kings and queens, princesses and pharaohs, but it's what the other higher authority has already put in perspective. Now you have to look at this. Everybody has a leader. Everybody has a watcher. Everybody has somebody that is watching them. So if the president has somebody that is watching him, who is watching the president's person that is watching? Who is watching him? So it comes under to authority where everybody has a certain amount of power. Now, to be mad at Donald Trump because you're raising up this, you're causing destruction, you're causing karma, you're causing the people to dread and fear and have a living nightmare to be in conception and to be in place as of right now, is something to be concerned about. It's something to be absolutely vulnerable and absolutely talkative about, but it's not something to take it out on one person, because one person did not fill out all those mandates. One person did not get the Constitution. One person did not fill out those rules. One person did not give you all the things that you have, or that you claim to have, or that you claim to have power or control over. Okay, that one person is not who you think it is. Okay, now Donald Trump has to go under these laws also. He has to go under rules also. He can't say every single thing that he wants to say when he gets on the media. He can't say everything that he thinks. He can't say everything that he thinks to the higher people that are watching him. And that's why I tell you, everybody is watching somebody, and some type of power, some type of authority you have, or they think that they have over something or someone. Okay, so like I said, that's a side joke. Just put that down in your notes. But this is a channel message about President Donald Trump. He is not the person that you think he is. He has made it, just like us, he has made it into a middle-class household, and he was raised by his parents. And a lot of us might look at that like, emotional, might have the emotional neglect because we didn't have the parents, we didn't have the lifestyle, we didn't have the luxurious things in this world that we can desire or only can dream of having. But he had some of those things. He didn't have everything. No, he didn't. When you're rich, you don't get real love, you don't get real trust, you don't get real respect, you don't get real authority, and you most definitely don't get no power. Nobody looks at you like you're anything, especially if you're young, if you're just starting off a business, you're just starting off your calling, you're just starting off your assignment, whatever it is that you're doing. You don't get any respect until it blows up, or until it just, they can't ignore it anymore and it's out into the public and it's just for the public's view. Okay? And that's just the truth about life. You won't get noticed until like you're popular, or until you die, or until something tragic happens, or until nobody can fathom that, you know, you're in the media, and every time they turn on another channel, every time they turn on another broadcast or something, you're just there. So that is the thing, right? He wanted to make himself known, where every time you turn on another broadcast, every time you turn on another channel, every time you turn on another media, every time you turn on another source, his face would be on TV, on live TV, on national TV. You could turn on the Instagram, you turn on social, you turn on Facebook, you turn on wherever you turn on, his face would be in the main media. How is he going to do that? How is this going to establish? How is this going to be brought about, right? Now, this is how this is going to be brought about. First, I'm going to run as the assistants, which is the assistant mayor, the government, the people in that nature, okay? The town's people, the town's player, we could say it as, okay? So he has to put in a lot of work. So him saying I'm the boss when it comes to a meeting, or when it comes to a different perspective, as, you know, when y'all talking, you know, if you just randomly mention something, or him having no patience, or him not understanding every word that you're saying when you ask him a question. To be honest, it comes in the household first, and then it came in different other places, you know what I'm saying? But he has made it just like us. So that means respect is due. He didn't have all the things and all the struggles we had as Black, or as Latino, or as Japanese, or as Asian, or as anybody in the other household. So it's easy for us to hate him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the higher people that's over him want us to do. They want us to hate Donald Trump. And mind you, I don't hate anybody because I necessarily don't have enemies to hate people. But I'm going to tell you this. I have no feelings for this Donald Trump man, our president. That's just personal, okay? Now, we're going to talk about a different perspective. The people that have authority, that have power, that was always rich, that don't know what it feels like to struggle, that don't know what it feels like to do anything in the poverty nature, they don't feel like they have to do anything. Those type of people are going to reach poverty. They're going to be in the season of poverty. They're going to be in the season of probably homelessness, because most likely those people, they don't love, and they don't know, and they don't worship Allah. They don't worship God at all. Okay. Now, this is just a side gem. That's not what he is. I'm not saying that he has not ever had experience with poverty, but when you're going into these different judicial systems, and when you're going into the systems as it was messed up. For the white people, you know, they had luxury things, but they was also considered low class, high class, medium class. Which different class are you? We have the higher upper class, the middle lower class, the lower class, the higher upper lower class. So we was considered the real lowest class, the lowest class as it gets, because we had to think about it like this. Once the people back in the 80s, and back, I think that was the millennium century, back in the alpha and the millennial centuries, they had to go through jobs, and those process was called different jobs. That's how you're going to get different homes, or how you're going to get different cars, or how you're going to get different levers of things, okay? So to make it up there, you had to have a high corporate end job. You had to have consistency of income to tell the white people that, hey, I can sit up here with you. I can do the things that you do. And that's just how it was. That's why I say it's messed up, but that's just how it was. Now, Donald Trump could have been in a lower middle class, upper class. It could have been something like that, you know, because I'm not necessarily saying what his lifestyle was, and I don't know what his lifestyle, but this is a channel message. He has made it just like every single body else has made it. You might think that he has the leverage, he has the power, he has the authority, he has the sayings, he has everything that he possibly wants. But every single thing in that White House, I'm telling you, nobody wants. Not a single president on this earth. There's nothing in that White House that's going to be so fascinating, that is just so intriguing, and is just so entertaining that he has to stay there all day, 24/7, 365. Like, let's be for real. So, this is the thing. I'm trying to tell you now, before it comes out into the media and before it comes out into the streams and the posts and everybody be going crazy and lunatic over it, which some people have already started to catch on. And that is really good, because not a lot of people are going to tell you the truth. But for you to find out the truth by putting two and two together, because it just makes sense, is actually very good for you. And I hope that most people catch on just like you. But do respect. Have respect for Donald Trump. Don't say these things in the media. Don't say these things when you're going and talking to other people like he's a butthole, he's this. Now, some things he is irritating. He is very, you know, that type of person that you just have to sit here and you have to hold your head, because you got to really think about why he can't answer a simple question. It's okay to feel that way about him. But best believe, he is not the person that's signing up these rules, laws, and regulations. He is not the person that is in charge of this USA. He is not the person that's in charge of America. He is just the person that's establishing, that's putting all the works in. It's like having faith. You know what I'm saying? When you have faith, you don't do nothing. You really just trust the Lord to do everything for you. Whatever he says, you do. You don't do anything from your own perspective. You don't do anything from your own logistics. You don't do anything from your own knowledge. You don't do anything from your own power, from your own authority. Now you're using somebody else's power and authority. So this is kind of what this man has done. Put his faith into a higher power or a higher ranking than him. Okay, because these people have more money. These people are the upper class. So they probably experienced what poverty was, and they had to bypass the standards of everybody so they can actually get into the upper class. And now upper class is so far up until you reach the elite category. The elite category is where you can own the earth. I mean, you can own 10 planets. You can own, and I'm talking about, you can own any and every single thing, because you just became something that's out of this world. And that's the elite category. The elites know what I'm talking about. But once you have that type of power, you necessarily don't think about no type of religion, no type of faith. It does not matter to you, because you have power, and forget how long you had the power, forget who gave you the power, forget where you came from, forget the people that came with you, forget your environments, forget the ecosystem, forget the other people that ain't got nothing. And as soon as they get upset, the elites get upset. I'm talking about the high class elites get upset. As soon as they get upset, do you realize that's when they start tearing down everything? They start shutting down everything. They start, okay, yep, let's do this. Okay, yep, change your plan, change your routine, change your categories. That's when they start saying that. You might think that this is just a coincidence. This is just something it's going to go away eventually. A whole bunch of things you could be thinking. And that's okay to keep thinking. That's okay to overthink. That's okay to overload, because when you're dealing with people that's in high power, we don't really know, as normal people, as middle class or lower class people, we don't really know how to deal with that, or to adjust to that, or to adapt to that. All we know how to do is say, okay, well, what did he do to create the establishment that he created? Or what did he do to get into that place that he's in? Or what do I need to do to get into the place that I'm in? Or what do I need to do to get into a higher authority? And that's when we start looking for money. And that's when we start looking for ways. And that's when we start looking for different directions. Because the directions that we're taking as lower class, as middle class people, is not the, it's not the exact place we want to be in. Or it's not the exact calling we want to be in. But mind you, everybody that's rich, everybody that's high class, high class, high authority, made it with God. Okay, made it with him. That everybody that's high class authority made it with God. They forgot about God. They left all the people. They left their mother. They left their father. They left everybody. They forgot about all the people that helped them get to where they're at, because that's what money does to you. Money will make you forget where you're at, and it will also make you forget the people that you came with. And it also make you forget to turn on the people that you came with if you still stand with them. So money will make you lose yourself, and will make you act crazy or make you talk crazy, because it feels like you have this type of leverage. And I could say that is this man, you know what I'm saying? But that's not, he talks from that perspective or that stanza because of the fact that he has been treated in a way that he had no power, in a way that he had no authority before. He had no friends, no real loyalty before. And now he thought that when having money can get him all the things that he was missing. Come to find out, he's still missing some things. Come to find out, he's not truly happy. Come to find out, that's why he is the way that he is. That's why he talks the way that he talks. It's not because I can say I got $1 million in my pocket, I can say whatever I want to say. Not because I got $2 billion, I can say whatever I want to say. No, it's not because of that. It's because he's upset that he doesn't have the type of authority that the high power elites have. He don't have that type of money. And then on top of that, he don't have that type of authority to buy 15 planets, to buy the whole economy. And that's just the truth. So you might want to think and reprogram your mind to not being mad at one person, but being mad at this entire system. Not being mad at just the Democrats, but being mad at the Republicans too. If you're going to be mad at one source, put the other source together, because they're all working for the same force. They're working for the same people. They're working for the same category. They're working for the same team. You think they're two different teams. They're the same team. They're the exact same team. And the exact same team is working against what? The godly children. Working against the religious people. You might say, why? And that's something that you should watch my videos. You should tune in into my channels, and to get your reasoning of why and of what and of how long. That's what you should be tuning into my videos for. But as always, don't be mad at one source, because this one source leads up to different things. It's always something that's the behind story. It's always something that's in depth. Once you start looking in what's in depth, you will never, ever question like you question yourself when you don't know the true story, or when you don't have any type of knowledge about what's going on. You will be like, okay, I understand it now, because you're putting the pieces together and it just makes sense. Okay, so as always, I want to say good morning to you, good night, good evening to you, and as always, good night. I was trying not to make this video so long because it's already 19 minutes in, which is going to be 20 minutes. But I do want to tell you guys, if you guys want to go over to my TikTok channel, I am going to be posting some more videos on my Spotify channel. If you haven't already been over to my Spotify channel, I would very much appreciate you going over to my Spotify channel, going and just tapping in and just tuning in. You don't really have to you don't have to repost, you don't have to tell anybody about it. But just the post that I created in the YouTube comment sections, not the YouTube comment section, the YouTube short sections, was for a specific amount of people that have been stalking my page. And I know, because actually I can see the reposts, I can see, the engagements, but I don't see actually people tuning in, taking this advice. So I just want to say, sometimes I don't always see the things, because when you plant the seed, you don't necessarily see what you're planting until the product is done. But as always, I'm just going to keep trusting the process of you guys, and I just want you guys to go over there to my Spotify channel, and I want you guys to show some support. And as always, good morning, good evening, and good night. See ya.